Next question, what are the day-to-day expenses that the operating levy will support, and what are the, with each expense, what is the percent? Like, I guess what they're asking is what percent goes toward salaries and benefits, what percent goes toward, all that.
The percentages, I think the easiest thing to do is, they'd be about the same that are in the 5-year forecast that's out on the OD's website right now. The numbers are not going to change that much. We're confined by the amount of money, the resources that we put into our community, our children's and this community's education, which is evidently not much. So what will be the percentages? The percentages in this school district have been pretty consistent. Most school districts have about 83 to 85% going to salaries, but because the salaries are so low, our numbers are a little bit lower, pretty much lower. Percentage-wise, they're lower than that a lot. I guess you could say if 5% is a material number in accounting, which is I've always known it to be, then it's material. It's significantly less. But the best way to run the numbers, go over to the OD's website, go into the search engine, present 5-year forecast, go into our field local schools, and bingo, you'll have it. And remember always that the assumptions and the footnotes are an integral part of the financial statements, as a CPA would always tell you.
I think the key to the levy and the operating on it is the percentages of where our expenditures will not change. What it does is if he goes back to the slide with the 5-year forecast, the negative under 213 gets pushed out to 215. So what we're doing is we're pushing that negative number out further so that we have a longer time before we're up against the wall on all these cuts again. So it's not going to change percentage-wise. We're just extending a balanced budget out further.
Okay, next question. Okay, next question, as long as that's up there. Why is there a $700,000 increase in expenditures in 2012-2013 and then 2013-2014? We thought there were no increases.
In 2012 and 2013?
Yeah, I guess the numbers, there was an obvious decline in 2012.
Well, from what I can see, I don't see any expenditure increases there. I see a $600,000 expenditure increase. Let's take a look at some more detail here. Let's go down and see. Well, we can look and see where some of those expenditures, the increases came from. We've got other objects. We've got auditor's fees that are in there, and a whole host of other fees that come in that area. We have, you can see a large increase of about almost $100,000 in other objects, and those other objects encompass a whole host of things like auditor's fees, insurance amounts are thrown in there, fees from the county auditor that charges for collection of our monies, and a whole host of expenditures that have been going up. And you can see that those other objects are going up. Clearly, if you go back to even earlier, that they're going up progressively. So, if you take the, what was it? If you take about what is that? About a $500,000 increase on an $18 million budget, 2.5% increase. I guess that's about what the rate of inflation is, maybe a little bit less. And you figure we have materials and supplies, diesel fuel, mechanics and maintenance people, and things that break down. We may have even had certain things that we were purchasing that needed to be done. Boilers break down. You got to pay guys.
What exactly will you spend the levy money on if it passes?
I think we sort of covered that already. We're going to continue with what we have, but we're going to gain time in that 5-year forecast. We'll be out an additional 2 years before we go into the red again. So there's not going to be a lot of changes from what you see now, other than some busing and some of that stuff.
And I believe with permanent improvement, like Sal mentioned, 2 buses, and we'll start doing the parking lot in phases, I believe, because we won't have enough money to do it all. Yeah. But because it's so bad, you're going to have to dig it up, so that'll be something else that's done in phase.
We still have a lot of old roofs also. We have probably half of the middle school needs to be re-roofed. There's quite a few, I think Central needs to be re-roofed. So there's a lot of other things. That money won't last very long for the amount of things that we need to fix.
Okay.